Capitol Hill is Congresswoman Diane DeGette. She's the ranking member of the House panel that Barra testified before today. Congresswoman, great to have you with us. Just wondering if you could give us your reaction to Mary Barra's testimony.
Well, I'm concerned, like a lot of other people, about this corporate culture at GM, where you have a culture where people are just trying to sweep everything under the rug. Mr. Malukas talked about the GM nod, where people nod when something comes up and then nothing is done, or the GM shrug, where they shrug and say, not my problem. And that's what we seem to see with some of these engineers. They've got customer complaints and complaints from GM employees coming in that say these ignitions switch to neutral while people are driving along, and yet they don't bring it to anybody's attention. They call it a customer convenience issue when a car just shuts off when it's going 65 miles an hour.
Is there anything specific, Congresswoman, that you would like to see GM address that it is not addressing?
Well, this is what I told Mary Barra today. They not only need to change the structure at GM, which they are trying to do, they need to demonstrate that they're changing the culture at GM. And I've had some people very close to the inside of GM who are saying what's happening now because of what GM has done by really targeting lower-level employees, by denying responsibility at the highest levels, that there's a culture of almost paranoia happening over there now, and it's going to be even worse. People really don't want to come forward because now they're afraid to lose their jobs too.
Congresswoman, does this mean that the rules surrounding whistleblower status can be changed?
Well, we can certainly look at the rules surrounding whistleblower status. The other thing we need to look at is the powers of the National Highway Transportation Agency. Do they have strong enough powers both to review these and also to levy fines? But really, you know, we had people in the media raising these issues in 2004, 2005, and yet GM continued to say it wasn't a safety problem, it was a consumer satisfaction problem, which of course led then to GM saying, well, what's the cost-benefit analysis of changing this 57-cent part versus what's the safety risk to people who are driving when their engines stop?
Congresswoman, what would you like to see not only happen necessarily at GM, but inside the U.S. government? Where were regulators?
Well, what needs to happen at GM, I said, but also with NHTSA, what they were woefully underfunded, understaffed. The question is, do they have enough powers to actually go in when there's a complaint, a customer complaint like this, and have enough investigators to make something happen at the car company? So I've told the chairman I think that we should have more hearings about this, because GM clearly was sweeping things under the rug. And the question is, can more powers to NHTSA really solve that problem?
I want to thank you both very much, Congresswoman Diana DeGette, as well as